Not every player in Squid Game had to die. Some made bad choices, some trusted the wrong people, and some were just plain dumb. Today, we're breaking down the 10 most avoidable deaths in Squid Game. Players who could have lived but didn't. And it all starts with someone who had a way out but picked the worst game possible. He was the man in the suit, the one who gave Gi-hun the card. Now, after years of hiding, Gi-hun finds him, but instead of running, the recruiter challenges him to a deadly game.
You've seen this in the movies, I'm sure. It's called Russian roulette.
They take turns pulling the trigger of a real gun. At first, the odds are low, but then...
We take our turns like we're supposed to, except we don't spin it each round.
Now, the bullet has to fire, and he could have stopped at any time. There was no rule, no gun to his head. He made this game up himself, so why did he go through with it? Because Gi-hun hit a nerve.
The only thing you'd have to do now is pull that trigger once, and you could kill me right here. But you'd have to admit one thing to me. All you do is put your little mask on and do whatever Master tells you to.
The recruiter couldn't take it. Instead of walking away, he pulled the trigger. And just like that, he was gone. Not because he had to die, but because he couldn't stand being called weak. This wasn't survival, it was pride, plain and simple. And next, we meet someone who could have waited a few more seconds, but pushed too soon, and paid the price. Player 151 was halfway across the glass bridge, still alive, still ahead of the timer. So what went wrong? The man in front of him, player 244, suddenly dropped to his knees and started praying. 151 shouted,
"You gotta go! Everybody'll die, you know!"
The line behind him got louder. He could have waited. He had time. So why did he step forward? He tried to push the game forward by pushing a person. That's when it happened. 244 panicked. He shoved 151 straight through the glass. 151 didn't guess wrong. He didn't slip. He just moved too fast in a moment that called for stillness. If he had just paused, even 10 seconds, he might have made it. Lesson? Sometimes patience can save your life. But the next one? It was something way harder to see coming. Deok-su wasn't just a teammate, he was a fanboy. Concerts, votes, loyalty, all for Thanos.
Don't you know who this is? The rap god, Thanos.
So when the Mingle game hit, he thought he was safe. He had the crew, he had the numbers. But when the moment came, Thanos had to choose. And without blinking, he picked Deok-su to go. One kick, and the door closed without him. And Thanos didn't even realize what he'd done until it was too late. This wasn't strategy, it was blind loyalty to someone who never cared back. If Deok-su had made just one choice for himself, he might have survived. Lesson? Sometimes loyalty gets you killed, but the next one? He had every advantage and still blew it. Byung-gi had everything. Inside info, extra food, guards feeding him answers. While everyone else was guessing, he knew what came next.
I know what the next game is.
He was winning without even playing fair, but then the guards stopped talking and Byung-gi lost it.
Tell me what the game is, or else I'm gonna end up getting killed tonight!
He screamed, threatened, pushed too far.
I'm not giving you any more time!
When they tried to calm him down, he snapped again.
I don't care about any of that.
He stabbed a guard, tried to flee, but here's the twist. He wasn't in danger until he made himself one. He was shot by the guards, on the front man's command. Byung-gi was strung up with the others, not for cheating, but for panicking. He had time, he had cover, all he had to do was wait. Lesson? Don't create problems that aren't there. But the next one? It hurts, because we've all been that person. Player 322, Min-tae, was stuck. Deok-su froze in front of him, and the timer was ticking. Min-tae tried to follow the rules.
But the rule is we go in order.
Deok-su replied,
"We're in hell here. There's no rules in hell."
Min-tae spoke up, but not enough. He didn't push. He didn't fight. He was what a lot of us have been at some point, too scared to stand up to the bully. Then Deok-su pushed harder.
"Get up here and go ahead. If you don't, we all die."
But Min-tae froze, stuck between fear and the rules. That's when Mi-nyeo snapped.
Just go!
She shoved him, and he fell. Min-tae didn't guess wrong. He just hesitated when the game needed action. If he had spoken louder or pushed back just once, he might still be alive. Lesson? Sometimes the only way to beat a bully is to stop playing by their rules. But the next one? It's dumber and somehow way more relatable. We've already seen what happened when 244 froze on the bridge. His paws got 151 killed. But 244? He survived for one more step. He landed safe, closed his eyes, and prayed again.
Thank you. God bless me today.
Well, God didn't bless him for too long. Player 407 shoved him mid-prayer, straight onto the wrong glass. He didn't misjudge. He didn't panic. He just gave thanks. In a place built for death. Lesson? Sometimes a moment of silence is all it takes. But the next one? He had real skill and still didn't make it. Player 17 had the one thing no one else did. Real skill. He wasn't guessing like the others. He made glass. For 30 years. And for a while, he was saving lives just by looking down. But then the lights went out, and suddenly his skill, it didn't work the same. But he had another plan. He needed something to test the sound, so he borrowed a marble from Gi-hun. It made a sound, but not the one he needed.
I need another. I need to hear the right one so I can be sure.
He froze, second-guessed himself, and waited too long.
I can't tell which it is.
Then just try one.
Then, Sang-woo snapped, pushed him forward, and the only man who could beat the game shattered through it. He could have survived if he spoke up sooner or stayed sharp enough to see Sang-woo coming. Lesson? Sometimes knowing what to do isn't enough if you wait too long. But the next one? Let's just say the game finally pushed back. Deok-su's downfall didn't start on the bridge. It started the moment he ditched Mi-nyeo. She helped him win Honeycomb, slept with him, and then he kicked her out of the group. That was his first mistake. His second? Freezing on the glass bridge, just like Min-tae did earlier, and we already saw what happened then. Min-tae died because Deok-su refused to move, but now the stakes were personal. The person behind him was the one he shouldn't have betrayed, Mi-nyeo.
Look, I'm not moving forward. Not at all.
She stepped up, calm, smiling. Deok-su tried to flip it on her.
Why didn't you go first and die?
You don't think that I'd be able to do something quite as cowardly as waiting here till I die?
Then she grabbed him.
Remember? We said we'd stick together right to the end.
He begged.
Let me go, please! Please!
But Mi-nyeo didn't flinch. She dragged him down with her, ending the game for both of them. If Deok-su had seen her value sooner, if he'd moved instead of stalled, he might have lived. Lesson? Burning bridges always comes back to haunt you. But the next one? It's the kind that hits way closer than we want to admit. Ali was one of the few players who didn't belong in Squid Game. He didn't lie. He didn't scheme. He just wanted to provide for his family. He was winning the marbles game.
You gotta be cheating.
Sang-woo was losing, but instead of fighting, Sang-woo changed the rules. He begged. He pleaded. He spun a story.
Hey, come on, if you help me, then there's a way that both of us can live. You and I swore that we'd leave here together, right, Ali? Trust me. Help me and I'll make sure we get out of here.
And Ali believed him. He handed over the marbles.
Here, I'll make sure that it's safe, okay?
All of them. The pouch Sang-woo gave back, filled with rocks, not marbles. Later, when the clock was nearly up, Ali looked around.
Sang-woo! Where are you? Sang-woo!
He didn't die because he was careless. He died because he trusted too blindly. Could he have checked the pouch? Yeah. Could he have said no? Of course, but how many times have we ignored red flags because we wanted to believe someone? In a game where betrayal wins, Ali chose trust and paid for it. Lesson: not everyone who smiles at you is on your side. But the next one, their mistake, was something we all do without even realizing it. Kang Se-byuk had one rule: never trust anyone. Not the guards, not the players, not even her own team. And yet, she survived it all. Red light, honeycomb, marbles, even the glass bridge where shards exploded into the air like landmines. But one of those shards cut deep into her side, and instead of speaking up, she hid it. She was pale, bleeding, barely able to stand. But when the guards brought food, she didn't ask for help, even when Gi-hun noticed.
You're not holding up too well, huh?
No, it's okay. I feel fine.
Then how come you barely touched your food earlier?
Wasn't very well cooked, that's all. Just leave me, I'll be okay.
She wasn't. Gi-hun knew something was wrong, but the help...
I'll go get someone, okay?
Hey! We need help! You need her alive if you want her in the next round!
never came. While Gi-hun was screaming for answers, Sang-woo walked up to her and ended it. She never even got to fight back. Didn't lose a game. Didn't get a chance. She bled in silence. Could she have survived? Yes. If she told Gi-hun, if she asked the guards, if she'd spoken before she collapsed. But she didn't, because deep down, she still didn't trust anyone. And in the end, that's what killed her. Lesson? If you never trust anyone, no one can save you. But if you think that was bad, just wait until you see how badly Squid Game messed up the numbers. Some of them literally broke my brain. Watch the video on screen to see how.